Well, welcome to another episode, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We have a very special episode for you guys. Special guest, our first guest, actually.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That makes me extra special.
Welcome.
Let's get an extra one in there. Let's go.
First guest.
Thank you.
And we'll let her introduce herself.
Well, I'm excited to be here. I'm very honored to be the first guest.
We're excited for you to be here.
This feels like, I don't know why, this feels like deja vu. My name's Nicole, everybody. Coco Butter, Coco Loco at Free My Wild. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Follow.
Well, I'm Gary. Guido Creates. Oh, you're going to forget your name?
I'm Ricky.
No, I thought he was going to go next because it was like...
I'm Ricky, you guys.
He doesn't
no
like
at name.
He doesn't like plugging his...
Don't at me.
Don't at me.
Don't at me.
And I'm Priscilla at Priscilla's Story.
So...
Liddy.
Well, we have a very, very intriguing episode today.
Yeah, I'm excited for this female power here.
We have a sex specialist.
Girl
We have a sex specialist.
Do you want to
Introduce
Tell us?
yourself?
Yeah, so, okay, Gary and I actually met Gary before I met Priscilla and Ricky. Gary and I went to middle school together.
That's cute.
We knew each other in 7th grade, so what is that, about 12 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And Gary was this super tall, skinny kid, you know, like the kid that looks like Gumby. That was Gary.
Yeah, had a mustache, braces. Yeah.
It was like pre-puberty mustache hair, though.
Yeah. It was like very
full.
light.
So there was like
Peach
5
fuzz?
hairs.
Yeah, the peach fuzz. The peach fuzz.
It's like that kid that pretty much looks like he's in high school, but...
Yeah, Gary's always very tall. But, you know, he was funny. He was a clown, for sure. We did track together. That's pretty much how we met. I don't think we had any classes together, did we?
Negative.
Okay. And then after middle school, we went to separate high schools, so we kind of lost touch. And then Gary was working at a gallery in our city. Him and one of the other guys was working at the gallery, and the other guy knew me from middle school as well. And so he called me. They were making a video for the city, and they were like, "We need a white girl.
Diversity, you know?
Come be our token white girl." And I was like, "Okay, sure." So got out of bed. It was like 8 o'clock at night. Got out of bed, changed, put makeup on to be all cute, and then did the video. And then Gary and I just kind of started catching up because I hadn't seen him in a while, and just started talking about things we had been up to. And Gary was very creative and working for the gallery, and I had a blog and I was traveling. So we would meet up like every now and then to go have coffee and talk about like creative things. And then one day we were at Earth Cafe in downtown LA, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go to South America. I'm going to go travel by myself." Gary was talking. Are you going to jump in at any point? Or
I'm letting you go down the history book.
He's like, yeah, that's how it happened.
You're on right. You're on track.
Okay. So then, what did you say when I said that? That's it.
Pretty much, I was thinking about, because we were working together at that time, and I was like tapping out already working there, that I wanted to travel. I was trying to figure out how to get a leave of absence for 3 months. I was like, "Oh, I'll get a leave of absence for 3 months," but I was like, "Oh, I don't want to go lie to a doctor." So then I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna quit, and I want to go to Nicaragua for 3 months."
And actually, now that I remember, you were about to buy a house with your sister.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, don't do that. Are you crazy? You don't need that shit. You don't want to invest your money. You don't want to invest your money. No, you don't need to do that. Come travel with me. It'll be so much more fun. You're never going to get this experience again. We're young. We can go do all these things." And then next thing you know, Gary quits his job, and I'm like, "Oh shit, this is real. Okay, you're actually coming."
It was
Cool.
the longest 2 weeks of my life because my supervisor went on vacation, so I couldn't quit. And that letter was just sitting on my desk every single day for 2 weeks. I think you're the only one I told that I was going to quit. And then every time I would get to work, I'll pull out my drawer and there's the letter. I was like, fuck. And I couldn't wait for her to come back. She came back within an hour. I was like, fuck this. Her happiness. I was like, I need to go turn in this letter. And yeah, she was like, "Oh, you're quitting?"
Wait, you actually had a letter? You couldn't just send an email?
No, you don't do that shit.
I think you have to sign it, right?
Yeah, you have to sign it.
Really?
Yeah, because you have to have like an exit interview.
I've never quit, so.
You've never quit.
I'm a quitter, you know?
Yeah, and the next thing you know, we were on a plane to first destination was Guatemala.
Yeah, for 4 months.
Yep. So we did Guatemala. I mean, we did Central America for 4 months. The summer after that, we did Southeast Asia for 3 months, right? 3. And like to give some context, we were basically making like promotional marketing videos for hotels and restaurants. So we were bartering with them. They would give us like free hotel stays or like free meals. And then we would create these videos for them or do pictures for them. So yeah, it was good times. Now we both have big girl boy and big girl jobs. All right.
Adult jobs.
I have a big girl job. You have a big boy job. That's just
Where the fuck are you working?
where we
What
can't
strip
just.
club?
I wish, man.
Spearmint Reno.
I wish. Shit, I could still be traveling. I wouldn't be here during the COVID. I would tell you that much.
Or exotic ass pictures?
Actually, you know what? I saw like I forget where it was. It might have been Barstool or something like that. Videos of girls are taking their stripper poles out to the beach
The fuck?
on the sand and just straight up stripping out there. Oh my god! I gotta send you guys. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do and make your money.
Link in the bio. Just like,
If I was a girl, I'd probably do it. OnlyFans?
OnlyFans?
Why not?
I said I would do an OnlyFans.
Feet pics or what?
Huh?
I was just about to say only my feet because those are unidentifiable
Oh,
to any
fuck yeah.
employer.
I'll bust that shit wide open.
Bust it open. Bust it down, Tatiana.
How much?
Bro.
How much are you gonna charge though?
Give me a little $5.99. I'll be.
Free subscribe.
Damn.
You gotta bring them
Yeah,
in.
You got that happy hour special.
Free subscription.
You know,
for the
like
first
how
30
Netflix
months?
just like
Yeah.
fucking sneaks in an email.
Trial.
Oh, this shit went up $2.
Yeah, 'cause you
14-day
don't
trial.
Yeah, you start at $5.99.
Yeah,
like,
you don't look at your
surprise,
card.
it's $6.99 fucking this month.
literally,
And then work
dude.
But you're
shit
hooked
up.
by then. You're already
Yeah,
hooked.
like,
so.
and then who cancels like subscriptions, bro? Nobody. Like,
I
it takes a
don't.
lot. Like, cause you got to go into an actual laptop. Like, nobody has time for that shit.
Dude, I had a Zoom subscription. I
The
didn't
fuck?
fucking.
Zoom's free.
And you just like leave it. Like, I paid.
I was being charged
Yeah.
every month because I got the premium.
Oh,
and I
no.
was like, God damn. I forgot
like,
to
for me,
cancel
like, I
it. And I
lag
wasn't
it.
using it.
I lag like to cancel stuff. I was just like, ah, whatever. Until finally, I'm like, all right, I fucking paid this for like a whole year and I haven't used it, so it's time to cancel. But
So
anyway,
everyone's getting OnlyFans. All right. You guys will link that next time.
we'll plug that in next time.
No Instagrams, just OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Straight to
That's where the
business.
money's at. So then I met Priscilla and Ricky at GVO Bash.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
So we had
Pew, pew,
a,
pew.
Let's go.
we had like a big party.
Birthday celebration.
We had a birthday celebration for Gary and I in Palm Springs with like
14 people?
14, 15 people.
We
In
had
this
a
big
old
ass house. Yeah, big ass house. It was hot as shit.
Everything branded.
Everything
was.
branded. Gary went all out with like the decorations.
We
you know,
got
t-shirts.
shirts. We
got
got
gift boxes.
gift boxes. Yeah.
We had customized ping pong ball or beer pong balls.
Cups.
We had cookies with our faces on it. We had a
Balloons.
Snapchat filter. What else?
Oh
did
yeah,
we
the
get?
Snapchat filter,
We had
branded.
cups, fucking margarita cups.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
had
the
cookies. We had poker cards.
Fat
Oh, we had a
Yeah.
poker tournament. So
Yeah.
it was lit. It was we'll have that recap at another time.
Yeah.
But
drink an
That's-
obscene amount of
a lot
White
of
Claws.
White Claws,
White Claws and
Trulies.
Trulies.
a lot of
tequila.
seltzers.
Dude, my tongue was like seltzered out. It was, you know, when you eat too much pineapple.
Too hydrated.
Yeah.
You know, that's what some people say about Trulies, but honestly, I can just continue drinking them.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't feel hungover the next day.
Yeah, I feel like that.
My
too. You
tongue
don't get
just
bloated,
feels
too.
like,
No.
And if you do get bloated, like you give it like an hour, and you're like, all right, I feel okay.
I feel like that was the best invention because you're getting drunk and hydrated at the same time.
Yeah.
At the same damn
Yeah.
time.
You don't feel like when you're
Let's
drinking
go.
beer, you're just bloated. And you just feel disgusting and
Yeah.
lazy, and
yeah.
then it
times.
doesn't fuck you up as much as like tequila or whatever. But some people did black out. Was that
They shall
another-
remain nameless.
Another story for another time.
They're also on one side
Not
of the
looking
table.
at them.
Not in this
Not looking
room.
at them.
But anyway,
Yeah.
that's
Just
where
my neck hurts.
that's where Priscilla and myself met, or we all met each other.
Yeah.
You guys did not meet there.
Yeah.
Well, we met
No,
Nicole.
Priscilla and Ricky met me.
Go
That's what I
back
meant.
to episode 1. That's how we met.
Reference
past
right here.
So I
fans know that
actually
already.
I met your voices before I actually met you in person because Gary would send me your quarantine
Oh yeah.
rap mixes.
The funny thing how those started was we're thinking about starting a podcast.
And then I had my mic, and I literally came up with a stupid rap.
No, the thing is that
That was so good.
the thing is that I connected my mic. I used to make beats in high school. And I said, fuck it, I'm gonna make another one. And then I started sending it to these guys.
Yeah,
And,
you sent one, and I was like, I'm going to record.
Yeah, she recorded. She sent me her stems. And yeah,
But this was like in the beginning of quarantine.
Yeah.
Where like
Yeah,
we
we're
didn't have
so
anything to
bored.
do.
so bored.
We'd be like
So
on
bored.
Zoom or like FaceTime, like group.
Because we were even thinking about starting this podcast on Zoom,
Yeah.
We were gonna start recording on Zoom.
but then we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy it didn't work out that way.
So yeah, that's how I kind of got to know you, and then we met officially in person. So I feel like I knew you guys before, but we all everyone hit it off. Everyone at the house got along, and that's hard. I feel like with 14 people that all have different personalities, but
4 days.
I think we were all just there to party anyways. So
Yeah.
It was so
we were on a
easy too
mission.
to just like
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fucking get lit.
I felt like we knew each other. Like
Yeah.
I felt like I knew everybody there, even though I had met a lot of people for the first time. So yeah, then we were in the last night. We were in the jacuzzi. We started fuckboy hours. You were
Yeah.
saying
It was like-
They started early.
They started
Yeah.
very early.
for some reason.
Well, because you guys were in fucking bikinis the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So we were in the hot tub.
We were doing videos, and then you're like,
doing
ooh,
videos.
send me that. And then you posted it.
Yeah, and it wasn't even ratchet or anything. It was
No,
just
it
like
was just
us
like-
singing.
it was a thirst.
But you know what? To be honest, I feel like I feel like guys can turn anything into a thirst trap. Like, ooh, that pizza girl.
The pizza girl.
Like you, you post
Yeah.
a picture of your freaking pizza that you made, and they turn it into something that
They're like, oh, you like that pepperoni?
yeah.
Well, how do you guys start your videos? Because most girls I see is like they want to show some shit and they always start with their tits and they
Yeah.
go up.
Well, I don't really have much tits, so
But that's
That
how
wasn't
usually
me.
girls
She
start.
used my tits. She's like, come here. We need
Yeah.
to record another
yeah,
video.
yeah, that's actually true. I think I did actually.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, wing woman of the year. So then, yeah, all we did was post a video of us singing The Weekend. Fuckboys started sliding in the DMs with weird shit. I played along, not gonna lie. Gary was helping
I
me
helped
out.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, actually I think it was like everyone was really collaborating, so I appreciate
Oh yeah,
that so
that
much.
fuckboy hour was like pass, like text pass.
Literally.
Yeah,
So it was what?
like we were just passing your phone around.
Oh yeah, everyone was adding their own word and we were just making
Poor
sentences.
dudes had no idea.
No clue.
Even
no
dudes
clue.
were texting them.
That would have been if they had known that
Yeah.
would have dethroned their boner real quick.
Everyone contributed.
Yeah, that was much appreciated. True friends. And then we started talking about the Madonna Complex.
Yeah, you
That's kind of
brought it
what we-
up.
Yeah, you brought it up and then it just went over our heads.
We're like,
We
what?
all
I was
like,
fucked up.
What is that?
Well, first of all, Gary was like, Madonna who? Why does
Yeah.
Madonna, what does she have to do with any of it? Okay, first of all, it's not Madonna the singer. Okay. Madonna in Italian means my lady. My lady.
Get it. Get it right. Madonna. my
And what
Madonna.
it, and what it
Madonna.
Madonna.
Dono.
My Madonna.
What it refers to is paintings, Italian paintings in like, I don't know, the 19th century or 18th century of the Virgin Mary, and they would call her Madonna. So the Madonna Complex, let's just get right into it, was the founder of it was Sigmund Freud, who had a lot of like theories around sexuality. He's actually the one that said that you if you're like a little boy, you want to like marry your mom because you have like this weird underlying sexual desire for your mom because she's opposite
Oh,
sex.
fuck.
Yeah, you
For the
never heard
girls
that?
too, yeah. For the
Yeah,
girls,
for girls
they're
too. Yeah, to
I've
their
heard
dad.
that.
Like that was his theory, which I think is a bit strange, but okay. And then he also coined the term ego, and then he came up with this Madonna whore complex. So basically, what it is, it's like, or you can some people say saint and slut complex. And basically, what it is the Madonna is like this innocent, virgin, pure, tender, empathetic woman, the one that you want a wife. And then the whore is like this sexual promiscuous or like sexually aggressive, sexually liberated woman that you just really like look at her and desire. You just want to like pounce.
She sounds like fun.
Yeah, she sure does. However, so back then they were like, oh, you're either one or the other. And guys today still look at women as either one or the other. So some people say this is kind of where cheating stems from, is like your wife, you look at her and you love her, but you kind of, you know, after she has your kids, you kind of look at her as the Madonna. Like she's a mother now. She can't possibly be a sexual being and be, you know, I don't know, give me a blowjob or something, because that's just not what moms do, like apparently. You know, but then they go and seek the whore, the right now woman, the woman they desire. So they kind of put women in these boxes, which I feel like is unfair. And I think now we've kind of evolved and we realize that women can be both things. You can be a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets, you know, thanks to Luda.
Shout out, Luda. Shout out.
So I feel like, yeah, I mean, I think it can be applied to men in some sense too. Like women, we always want the bad boy. We want to marry the nice guy.
Fuckboy.
Yeah, we want to marry the nice guy. We always say, oh, I want a husband that's like gonna spoil me and like just be, you know, a nice guy. But then we always end up dating the bad boys, right? So I feel like the Madonna horror complex can kind of be applied in that sense too to men. But
why do you think that is?
Well, I think like men can do whatever the fuck they want. Can I cuss on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but like, why do you,
Well, you already said blowjob.
Is that a bad word? No, Gary. No. That is not taboo. Okay, we're ending that right now. Blowjob. Yeah, I mean, I feel like guys can do whatever they want, right? Oh, they're sexual beings and they're just spreading their seed and they think about sex all the time. And women shouldn't be like that. They need to be sophisticated and they shouldn't be aggressive, and they should be, you know, kind of demure and
Submissive,
exactly.
But personally, do you think are you more attracted to like the bad guy, the bad boy, versus like you can have somebody super nice, super proper, gentleman like, and then on the other hand, your other option is like this bad boy where you know that is bad for you. Maybe it's not going to treat you as good as this guy, but it's just more fun, more exciting. So why do you think you're more attracted to the bad guy, if knowingly that they might not treat you as good as?
Because you said option. Fun and exciting.
Yeah.
And naturally you want to gravitate towards someone who's fun and exciting.
So do you think like the good guy, the good boy, like is not like capable of being as exciting as?
Okay, because remember, in one of the episodes I talk about the guy that I went out with. We're not going to say his name, but looking back, I'm like, dude, you're boring. I remember I said that. I was like, no. So I naturally would want someone who's more aggressive and more sexual.
But are you guys dating the fuck boys because you guys are not ready for the full commitment? And you guys make that switch when you guys are ready?
I'm looking for someone who could give me the best of both worlds. Like, you can be husband material, you can treat me well, but you also want to have someone who has that side to them that can be fun and be, you know, sexual. That bad boy. Yeah.
I think it's on a subconscious level that we just automatically, like I said, we put people into boxes, and this is what everybody does, because if we put people in boxes, it helps us make sense of the world. It's like, oh, I'm going to look at her and I'm going to judge her and I'm going to put her in a box. And then let's say I judge somebody. I'm like, oh, she's so quiet. She's so passive. She's a virgin. She probably has like, when she does finally have sex, she's probably going to have the most boring sex because like she doesn't know what to do. And yet behind closed doors, that girl could be a freaking dominatrix. But like we put people into boxes just to make sense in our minds. So I feel like with guys, we do the same thing, but we don't actively realize that we're doing it. For me, I'm the same way. When I go out with a nice guy, I'm like, ew, why is he texting me and communicating with me? I don't like this. This is weird.
Not what you're used to.
Yeah, we're so drawn to like the chaos and the emotional roller coaster of a bad boy who's like a little bit more mysterious and like a little bit more edgy. And I think it's just because it's about us. It's not about them. Like we have to figure out, like me right now, I'm working through my own shit because I really do want a nice guy. I want to marry a nice guy. I don't want the asshole fuckboy as my husband. But I think, yeah, in the past, I've definitely been drawn to like that bad boy. And I think it is kind of the Madonna whore complex being applied to a man. We just don't think you're either one or the other. It's a dichotomy. You're either one extreme or the other. You can't be both. And so I feel like we have to like be aware and recondition ourselves and unlearn that you can be both. You can definitely be both. And it goes for women too. Like a woman can go and be passive and be quiet, and dress, conservatively and be a businesswoman and then go home and fucking get the whips and chains out and like do some kinky ass shit. You can be both. Get you a girl that can do both. So I think it's just a matter of we've just been conditioned over years and years that we need to put people in boxes because that just doesn't make sense that that person's this way or that way based on how we judge them. Sorry, did I go way too deep on that?
Nope.
No.
But yeah, I think definitely I like right now I'm dating and I'm trying to figure out how to like the nice boy because right now it's very hard for me. I'm just like so turned off by it.
Do you get like messages on matches and then you're like, why are you so nice?
Yeah.
It's like weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. It really is. It's like, you know what though too? I think because as kids, like I remember when I was in kindergarten, this boy would always chase me and like be mean to me. And my parents would always be like, it's because he likes you. Mm-hmm. So we have this idea that if a guy is an asshole,
he likes you.
He likes you. Oh, great. I'm going to go for that guy. If a guy's nice to you, it's because he doesn't care. He probably doesn't like you. Like that's kind of where my head goes. But this Madonna whore complex, I feel like is definitely a double standard for women because guys can be sexual beings and be aggressive and have a high body count, but God forbid a girl does. Like, for example, would you guys sleep with, if you guys slept with a girl on the first date, would you wife her or would it be like absolutely?
We had this conversation.
Oh,
to me, like personally, it's like if I able to sleep with you on day one, like I don't see any, like I don't look at you serious anymore.
Same here.
Yeah, because
like I want to like work towards something. Like I want to earn it.
Yeah,
basically.
I think that it's because the Madonna whore complex is kind of coming into play in that sense. Because you looked at her as like this girl that doesn't sleep with you on the first date. Like that is the box you put her in. And when she does, then it switches and you're like, ooh, she's the whore.
She's probably like this with everyone. So.
Yeah, she's probably like this with everyone. I did my thing. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. On to the next. I'm not going to wife this girl. And that's where this whole theory comes into play. Because you prejudged her and now you can't undo your judgment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like I brought up, if I'm thinking about sex on a date right away, like I can't see you as a relationship.
Wait, what?
Like if I'm going on a date for a girl and I'm already thinking about sex, I can't see you as a relationship because I don't see anything deeper emotionally.
If you're looking at her and you're like, I could totally have sex with you.
Like right away, if that's what I'm thinking about.
But wouldn't you want sexual chemistry?
Yeah, but not right away if that's what you're looking.
Okay, no, this is interesting to me.
For me, is if I'm looking for something emotionally with the person, and if I'm building through physically first, I think it's ass backwards for me.
Okay.
Like I feel like you're going up a uphill battle to try to get the emotions out if you already got the physical part. Because sex for guys is totally different from girls.
Yeah.
It's more emotionally for girls.
Yeah.
So if you're already just giving up sex right away, like you're not really going to give me more emotions. That's your emotions that you're giving me. It's just sex.
I don't know. For me, it's more, I used to think like that, but I always think like long term now, I have to like be attracted to you. Like
no,
sexually.
same here, but that's not like the day one. Like I'm not going on a date because I want to fuck you and then be like, okay.
No, I think that's different. Like if you're like your purpose, like if the whole purpose of the date is because you're trying to get sex out of whoever you're going on a date with, then obviously your mind is like in that place and it's not going to go past that. But let's say you're like interested in somebody and you like ask them out on a date. I don't think that it's wrong to think sexually towards this person, but like, it doesn't mean like, oh, just because I'm already thinking about sex doesn't mean like, oh, I don't see any potential in this person anymore. But if your goal, like if the sole purpose of the date is to get sex, then obviously like,
No, yeah, that's a whole
For
different
me
story.
to even like talk to a guy when I'm on my apps and I'm like looking at the guys or whatever, I feel like I have to find them sexually attractive. Like I have to be able to see myself kissing them, because if I don't see that, I'm like, oh, it's dull for me.
Yeah.
So I have to see that connection.
Oh, like you have to have physical. I'm not saying like I'm going on a date and I didn't really think about the physical part prior to that. But if I'm having a full conversation and all I'm thinking about is like, can we just fuck? It's like, I can't see a relationship out of that.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I
That's
feel like
kinda tough.
I feel like you have the opposite of this like Madonna horror complex. I feel like you like, I don't know, maybe you're just so much, you're on another level of consciousness than us, I think.
If I'm having a full blown conversation with you and I don't see any somewhat emotions or find you interesting, or I'm just thinking about sex, I don't see.
Oh yeah, well I think that's probably normal for anybody. Like I'm not going to go on a date with a guy and be like, "Oh, I want to have sex with you, so that definitely means that I want to have a relationship with you." I think we're looking for other things too, like are we on the same playing field? Like, can I connect with you emotionally? Do we have things in common? Things like that. I think yeah.
But for me, it's like I can't go out on a second date if I can't have a full blown conversation.
Oh
with
yeah,
you
I
on
wouldn't
day
blame you
one.
on that because that's boring.
Because that's why, like, if I'm already thinking about sex on our first, while I'm having a conversation with you, it's because you're boring as fuck.
Okay, got it.
And I can't have this, like, I'm not in the moment of the conversation that I'm having with you that I'm thinking about sex.
Because you're worried about your pee-pee going up.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Got it.
I like how you went pee-pee.
PB.
Pee-pee.
I'm just easing people into it.
Yeah.
I can get a little,
Right.
too much. A little
He's
too
hurting.
much. Huh?
She needs to go all in.
Oh, we're going to go all in. Don't worry. So actually, I mean, I do have some more stuff about the Madonna horror complex. Like, we'll ease into it because it can get a little raunchy. But
We up for it.
one of the things with the Madonna horror complex is like when guys marry women and then the woman gives birth to their kids, they no longer desire that woman like sexually. They only see her as the Madonna, this woman that is like that gave birth to my child. Especially if the woman has birth vaginally, he's like, oh, I used to go like play down there, and now this 8-pound baby just came out that thing. I don't like like his idea of the woman totally flips. And so sometimes that's, I mean, I don't want to say this is why men cheat, but this is kind of the thing that happens, the dynamic that happens and changes is that the man no longer desires her. He only loves her. And you can't have both in a man's mind. Like you love one woman and you want to wife her, and then you desire another woman, but you don't want to wife her. So like he'll go out and seek a woman that he desires, do his thing, cheat on his wife, whatever. And that's kind of like the
And
whore.
it's so crazy because it's like you could be so into a girl and she can please you to like the level you want.
Yeah.
But she's never going to be your Madonna. Like,
Yeah.
she's not your lady.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's a trip.
So it's like, yeah, because guys are like, you're one or the other, and it can't be the same person in some people. I don't want to say guys because I'm sure it happens to girls too, but that a woman can't be a sexual being and be a mom. But women enjoy sex too. Like we want to have sex just for pleasure, not just because like we're out here trying to have kids to pick the berries. This is not hunter and gatherer days anymore. Like we like sex too. We freaking enjoy it. So I think that after a woman has a baby, she's still sexual. Yes, dynamics change, but I've literally heard of guys being loves this woman, wants to be with her. They have a great sex life. The woman gets pregnant, has a baby, and then he'll literally tell her, I don't look at you the same. And they end up getting a divorce. Like I've literally heard of this happening.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common.
Because she gave birth to the baby. It's like, that's scary. So I guess my question would be, would you rather be loved or desired?
That's deep.
I'd rather be loved, I think.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I mean, eventually you're gonna grow old, and your sexual like needs are not gonna be the same as they were 30 years before that.
Yeah.
But if you have like love is what keeps you alive, I think, when you're older. So, like,
I agree.
I don't know.
I think as women, the older we get, the more we want to be loved. And I think when we're young, we just want to be desired. You know, we have our tits out, we have our short skirts on. We're like, we're a little bit more aggressive, like going up to guys. I remember when I was like in my 20s, I would like early 20s, I was going up to guys like my life depended on it. Oh my God, yeah. Because I just wanted to, I mean, there was deeper issues there, but I just wanted to be desired. And I think as you get older, like you said, Ricky, you realize that being desired isn't all that.
Yeah.
Someone who loves you and genuinely cares for you. Is like,
yeah. But I think we kind of need to just make a shift, like a perspective shift, that women can be moms and women can be, you know, amazing women and still be sexual and like, you know,
please
ratchet. Yeah.
But at the same time, like it also has a lot to do with like the couple. Like you guys need to keep stuff interesting.
Exactly.
You got to keep yourself together. You can't just let yourself go and expect that your husband or your wife is going to be attracted to you the same way that they were before. Because some people like let's just say some guys, like they get married or whatever, and they kept themselves together like when they were dating in their 20s and in their early teens or whatever the case may be. But they get married and then they just let themselves go. They don't care about how they dress. They don't care about how they look. They don't take care of themselves. And then they just look totally different. Like same thing for girls. Like a girl might give birth to a kid or a child. And from that point forward, like they don't care about themselves. Like they're just on mom mode all the time. Like they don't do anything for themselves or get ready or put makeup on or anything like that, whatever they were doing before. And you can't expect the guy to just be like this attracted to you the same way that they were.
Because that's not what they saw in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's changed. So you can't fully blame a child, like having a child, or you can't fully blame like getting married, because it's also like how, like what you did to like keep yourself together, what you did to like keep the relationship interesting. Like obviously, like if you're in a committed relationship or you're in a marriage, like you're having sex with one person. So it's not going to be the same as you, when you were dating, you were having sex with multiple partners. Like obviously that's like, that brings excitement. It's something different, something new every time. So you have to like find a way to
keep the love alive, keep the spark, keep the spark alive.
Make stuff interesting. Like there's only so many things you can do, obviously, with one person, but I feel like there's ways to.
I think that's why it's important that you guys have that sexual chemistry early on.
Yeah.
Very much, because it only gets worse. If you don't have sexual chemistry in the beginning, or if there's issues when you guys have sex, like there's tons of issues that can be possible, but if there's issues in the beginning, I feel like you need to just be like, look, we're not made for each other, because sex can get better, but if you're having issues in the beginning or there's minimal sexual chemistry in the beginning, that is not going to get better.
No.
So I totally agree. Like you have to have, like, that is my number one thing. If I have no sexual chemistry with you, you could tick every single other box on my damn list. And let me tell you, my list is fucking large, but
get the scrolls out. Please.
Yeah, exactly. But like, if I don't have sexual chemistry with you, it's not going to go anywhere.
It's hard. Yeah.
Because sex is like,
it's important.
It's a bond
so
between two people.
It's
Sex
easier
is so
to turn
deep.
it down than turn it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
really
if you're
important.
too much of a freak, you're like, all right, let me tone it down.
It's kind of fucked up, but it is like, it's super important. You have to be attracted to the other person. Like as much like people say like, oh, looks don't matter. Like it's about like what's in the inside. Like, yeah,
of course.
It does matter like what this person's like morals are and like, you know, what they value in their life or whatever. But at the same time, like you have to be attracted to the other person.
It has to be a balance.
Yeah.
Like I have to be able to look at you every single day and like be attracted to you, you know, and like want to kiss you and want to hug
intimate.
you and want to touch you. Like, yeah.
Sex is intimate. So for you to have that bond with that person and have it feel like, you know, super special. And if you don't have that sexual chemistry from the very beginning, it's going to be very hard to create that with that person later down the line.
Yeah.
definitely.
And I think that's when people tend to step out of their marriages or their relationships because that part of their relationship is not being met. So you look for it where
elsewhere,
it's not,
wherever you can find it, basically.
Yeah. I think that's that's another challenge too, because especially when you start having like families and stuff, like, you know,
you work a job,
yeah,
and
like
you're tired.
like one of them is like one person is going to be tired. So like I feel like it happens a lot where like, oh, like I want to have sex, but I'm just too tired. Like I'm not.
Needs just aren't being met.
Yeah, you have to make time for it. I think that you have to make like relationships when you get married, it's not like, oh yay, we crossed the finish line. Like relationships are constant. They're like a plant. Like you have to water it. You have to nurture it. You have to grow it. It's like two people taking care. Your relationship is that plant and two people have to contribute to it. And it's ongoing. It never ends. And I think that it's very easy to get caught up in like the day to day once you have kids, or once, even if you don't have kids, if you've been with somebody for a long time, you just, like you said, you get kind of comfortable and then that spark goes away.
Yeah.
So it's important to like set time aside. And then I was actually listening to this podcast and she was a doctor or a therapist, and she was saying what you have to do is like set boundaries. So you have to say, okay, let's go to dinner for our anniversary, but we're not going to talk about the kids. We're not going to talk about work. We're not going to talk about like the go-to things. We're not going to gossip. Like we're going to talk about things or discover things about each other that maybe we don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and she brought out like this deck of cards with like questions on it. So it's like things like that you have to do to keep the relationship going, because it's very easy to just fall into, let's go to dinner, and then you spend the whole hour talking about the kids or your job or complaining about something, you know?
Yeah.
So
I feel like you just can never like stop dating your partner.
yeah. Yeah.
Even if you're married, or if you're just like in a partnership, lifetime partnership, or if you have kids, like your relationship doesn't stop, you know? You have to continue like to date that person.
Keep it fresh, keep it new.
Yeah. Which is obviously the challenge. None of us are married, so
Probably for a reason.
We're not experts. We're not experts, but
Yeah, but I feel like oh crap, I totally lost my train of thought.
But like, I don't know, going back to the Madonna Complex, like, I mean, I'll ask you because you're the other guy here, but like, does it turn you off, like, for knowing that a girl has had a lot of sexual partners, when you're like wanting to date this person?
For the most part, nowadays, like you don't even ask, you're never going to get the real answer. So, and it also depends on the age too, because if we're young and you have a high count, whatever count that you're giving me, and it seems high, whatever that number might be to you, whatever is high to you, at an early age, then that might be a red flag. At a later age, I don't know. It's just, I feel like you're either mature about it, but if you still lack that sexual tension after your body count that you're telling me, I was like, at that point, it's like, okay, I'm not getting anything out of you.
Have you guys ever had like on and off relationships? What's your longest relationship?
My longest no, I don't mind. My longest was about 5 years.
Okay.
And it was somebody that I was actually with in high school. So we were together when I was 15, and then we broke up when I was 20. And so that was wild, because when you're 15 to you're 20, I feel like that's the most drastic change. But we were on and off a little bit. Like after that, we didn't break up for like any, like no one cheated. It wasn't like anything bad happened. It was just that he went to the Navy. I was here. I wanted to go do like travel and do my thing. So we were still friends afterwards, and it was a little bit on and off after that.
So
were you going to ask a question about it?
Yeah. Because, you know, like there's a lot of on and off relationships, and let's say one or the other person during a time that they've been off, they go and like sleep with different people, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say, even if it's just one person. Mm-hmm. So do you feel like if that, or maybe it was a case like you've experienced, like you've been off with whoever you were dealing with, and you found out that they had sex with one or two or however many people, and then you go back on, like, does that turn you off? Is that something that is like,
always on the back of your mind?
I'm less attracted to you because I know that you've already, like, there's been other guys that you've slept with since the last time that we did.
I don't think I would be less attracted. Damn, that's hard because I feel like if we didn't talk about it, then I think I would have been like, oh, I had the assumption that you weren't going to do that.
Like on Friends.
Yeah. We were on a break. Yes, I love that. That was the first thing that came to my mind too. But at the same time, back then, I probably wouldn't have been okay with it. If it happened now, I feel like I'm so much more mature and I've learned a lot more that I would have been like, I probably would have been sleeping with other people too. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Priscilla?
She's in the younger age, so sometimes we have these conversations that we forget
They
that she's
forget
younger.
how old I am. Like I'm barely gonna be 25.
Yeah. So yeah, there's
it's totally
quite an age
different.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you care.
So in your
do you
state of
care
mind,
less when you're younger?
I think you care more. I think
more.
Like
Yeah.
for
'Cause
me, I was so much more insecure.
Yeah,
And I thought it was about me. Like, oh, it's just because he doesn't want to be with me. He doesn't want to sleep with me. He doesn't find me desirable. Where now I realize when that happens, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about what they want. Their needs aren't getting met or whatever, deeper things. So I don't take it as personal.
think about an ex-girlfriend at 15 and then an ex-girlfriend at 20. Their emotions are totally different.
Think about a girlfriend at 20 and then a girlfriend at 30. Like, way different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know?
I mean, as young as I am constantly around older people. Not that you guys are old, but
They're old.
people who are older than me. So I've grown up like that most of my life. So I think my mindset correlates more to people your guys' age, like 30s. So I can agree with that. I feel like I think I'm a more mature headspace to understand that same thing. Like it's not with you because whatever that person's actions are, that's their actions. It's not because of you. You didn't influence them because a person's going to do regardless what they want.
Exactly. Yeah. How would you guys feel if it was a girl?
I don't know. I've never had a on and off relationship. Like for me, if it doesn't work after the first time, like we break up and then we get back together. If we break up again, it's pretty much for me, it's over.
Yeah.
Like I don't do the keep trying at different stages. Like I just move on. So I don't know. I don't know how to take that because I just don't do on and offs.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at that point now, but I mean, it's just when you're older, you just don't have time for bullshit. You're just like for me, I'm 32. Not that I'm like out asking guys to marry me on the first date, but I definitely know what I want and I will eliminate you on the first date if I have to. Where before I feel like I wouldn't be able to do that. I would be like, just date a guy that I knew in the back of my mind was a fuckboy. I would be like 5 years into it and I'd be like, oh, you're actually a fuckboy. Oh, okay.
It does have, I'm not going to lie, I think that it does have some effect on me, but it's not in the sense that I'm less attracted to you sexually. I think it's more like of a mental thing. Because to me, like if I'm dating somebody and I don't know, like you guys express your feelings to each other and it seems real and like you guys are going strong and then you have like an off moment and you guys go your separate ways and then they just jump into another relationship or you find out that they're just out like sleeping with other people and you get back together or you start talking again or you start that relationship again. Like, I don't think that I'm not less attracted to you sexually. Like if like the sexual connection was real, but I think that mentally I'm just like, oh, like if you already told me all these things and then like you just so quickly like not forgot about me, but it was so easy for you to just be like
With someone else
with somebody else so freely that you're just like gonna have that in your mind, like, oh, like how do I know that this time it's not gonna be the same thing?
Yeah,
Or,
I could see that.
I think it's more like of a mental thing that you have to get over. Because I mean, we're all adults. Like obviously, it's like you have to be mature to be able to accept that. But I think at the end of the day, like you still are thinking about it because it happened.
I mean, if you care about that person, you're not gonna like the idea of them being with somebody else.
Right.
Like I think that's why I would never ask a guy that I saw potential with. I wouldn't even ask him his body count because I would just rather not know. Because I've done that before and I've made that mistake. Yeah. And I feel like
in the back of your mind.
couldn't get past it.
And see, by you asking that question, it's like you already have a number in mind that you're not going to want them to go. You're not going to want them to be passed. So if you ask that, you want to find out that they're lower than that. So the moment they say, they're past that number, you're like,
But then
why?
you start asking,
You know?
on top of that number that shocks you, you go like, how many relationships have you been?
Yeah.
And then you start matching their body
Yeah.
count to the relationships. You're like, holy shit.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think guys and girls, I'm a firm believer in you should kind of have your whore phase. I really am. Like, go do your thing, travel, have your one night stands, do what you got to do, get it out of your system. Like I said, we are humans. We love sex. People, we enjoy, other than dolphins, we are the only mammals that have sex for pleasure. So, like, go do your thing. Like, don't
That's a
be.
fun fact. I didn't know
right?
that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Dolphins
You
have
didn't?
sex for
And
pleasure.
they get high too with puffer fish.
What?
Yeah.
They're like humans.
Yeah, that's why I love
How cute.
dolphins.
I like to get high and have sex.
They literally get in a
That's my
circle.
spirit animal.
They literally get in a circle and start sucking out of the puffer fish. And whatever poison they have, that's how they get high and they just pass it around.
Fucking
That wasn't
savages,
mentioned
dude.
on the Disney Plus documentary.
I'm surprised.
Wonder why.
Because Disney loves sexual innuendos, let me tell you. Yeah, like I'm just a firm believer in going and getting that out of your system. So in the back of my mind, if I'm dating a guy, I just automatically assume you had your whore period when you were just doing your thing with your wang. And
Why do you think that that's necessary? Is it like in the sense that like you need to go through this horror phase or hoe phase to know like what you want
I agree.
in the relationship, or because you need to go through this whole phase so that when we get together and we have a serious relationship, you're not out cheating on me?
but I think not in that sense, but I think that you're not like, what am I missing out on?
Okay.
Like I was with, my high school boyfriend, we were together for 5 years and he was the only person that I had ever been in a serious relationship with. I was 20 years old and I was like, but I want to do all these things, but I love him. I see myself marrying him. But I think like over time we kind of just grew apart and then the attraction wasn't there anymore. And I feel like I wanted to go do my thing and I was like, what else is out there? I've only been with this one person. Then I got in another relationship right after that. And it was kind of we kind of explored more sexually than I did in my previous relationship. So then I was like, well, I've only been with him doing these sexual things. What else is out there?
Yeah.
So then
There's more like, so like you're not curious. Like
you're not curious.
You're upgrading the sex life like iPhones then.
Pretty much.
Every year this is fucking
Pretty much.
upgrade.
Yeah, new phone. Fuck the updates. Give me the new phone. So I feel like if you don't do that, if you don't kind of have experiences, different experiences, you're going to wonder what else is out there. And then because I've seen it happen where people have been together for years, they're high school sweethearts,
They're one
they
and
get
only.
married. Yeah. And then as you get older, you try to suppress that. Oh no, they're the one for me. I'm only going to be with one person. And as you get older, you are kind of like, damn, I wish I would have explored a little bit more. I wish I would have had other experiences. So that's my theory on it. Like, go explore. So that way, when you're with the one, that's the one. Because you've dated, you've been with guys, whatever, guys
You'll
and
know.
girls.
But I feel like some guys just don't get it out of their system.
Really? Because I feel like guys
like,
are
there's some guys
too
that
good
are
about
just
getting
like-
out of their system.
I just feel like some guys just can't stop. Like
Hoeing.
regardless.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They can't get the hoe phase out of their
Yeah,
system.
they can't get the whole face.
Yeah,
out of
that's
their
a problem, but that's a deeper issue. That's like you need to go to
That's
therapy.
with them.
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know. There's like sex.
You're
addicts.
seeking
system. Oh yeah.
you're seeking something
I feel like it's deeper.
definitely.
Yeah.
We've had those conversations.
Yeah. It's always about you, right? Like it's always about the person. It's never about external things. So I feel like people who seek sex and can't stop doing that, you have these unfilled voids that you're seeking somebody externally to fulfill for you. And you're going to chase that for the rest of your life because the only person that can fulfill those things for you is yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking sexually. I mean, just like there's some deep, deep issues that people have and they use sex as their drug, their cure.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that comes from. But I think, maybe there's an element of that too when you're out when you're in your 20s and you're out being a hoe, I hate to call it that, but some people get sensitive by that. Don't slut shame. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, it's just, you're defining a time in your life. Like, that doesn't make me a hoe. That doesn't make me a slut.
Yeah.
It's just a phase that I had in my life. And I think everybody should kind of do. It's not for everybody, but I'm just a firm believer that that's what you should do.
It's like when you get a car.
Yeah,
you want to take it for a test drive.
Exactly, girl. See, now you're on my level. Wait, how do you guys feel about that?
I don't know. Like personally, I haven't really like I don't consider myself like going like I don't know.
A man whore?
Like I don't consider myself a man whore, and I don't feel like I've gone through a whole phase. But at the same time, I don't feel like it's necessary for me.
I was supposed to say, do you feel like you missed out on anything? Do you feel like you're like, cool, I'm cool with the experiences I had. Like if I met the girl of my dreams tomorrow, I'd be cool with it. Yeah,
I feel like that. I feel like I've experienced like little, but I've experienced enough to know like, okay, well, this is what I like. This is what I'm looking for. Like, I feel like this person has to be this way, like in bed or not, like, or just in real life. That, I used to feel like that though. I used to feel like I was in a long-term relationship. So I was with one person for a long time. And obviously like that's the person that you're having sex with or whatever. And I used to think like, all right, I was really young. So I used to think like, it used to cross my mind. All right, like, am I missing out on something? Like, should we like explore? Should I be exploring more? Like I was thinking about marrying this person or whatever. So I was just always in the back of my mind, like I'm going to marry this person and I'm just going to have sex with one person the rest of my life. And it's like, and like you said, like in society, it seems like, oh, like you're supposed to have multiple partners, you know, like how can you know, like how are you going to stop with the first person? You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I haven't just had sex with one person, but I also haven't had sex with 50 people.
Yeah, no, sorry. I mean, I don't mean like go have sex with every person you freaking lay eyes on. Yeah. I mean, you can if you want, but that's not, it's subjective. It's subjective. You know, the number is subjective wherever you feel like you're satisfied. Yeah. And that's what I mean. I mean, just get to a point where you feel like, you know what, I'm good at it. If that's two people that you've hooked up with or been with or whatever, then okay, that's two. If that's 50 for you, then that's 50 for you. Like, I don't think there's no judgment there, but I think you need to get to that point where it's not just one person.
Yeah.
Because you do want to experience, I think you would want to experience other things.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think there was like a show on TLC where people who have never kissed get married.
Fuck that.
I don't know if it was a show or it was an episode, but I know it was like two people who have never kissed got married.
Whoa, that's you know, I have another fun fact for you. You know, when you kiss somebody, you're obviously exchanging saliva. You're tasting their DNA when you're kissing them. So that's why sometimes you could be so attracted to somebody and then you kiss and you're like, oh my God, there's nothing there. Yeah. I feel like I was kissing a freaking dog, like nothing. And that's because what happens is you taste their saliva. Like this is all on a subconscious level. You taste their saliva, and if their DNA, you taste their DNA in their saliva. And if their DNA is too closely matched with yours, which means it's not a good match for our procreating, then there won't be any chemistry. It'll feel gross. It'll feel weird because that's your body telling you this is not ideal for procreation.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Super interesting.
Yeah, and it's just on a subconscious level. Like you're not like, ooh, your DNA tastes salty. We're not a good match. You know,
too much saliva.
Yeah, no. Yeah, one of your chromosomes is weird. But this is not gonna work. Like it's not like that at all. It's just on a subconscious level. Sexual chemistry, however, is you can feel. I've been in this situation where I had a lot of sexual chemistry with somebody, and we were not a good match on any other level but that. And so, just because you have sexual chemistry with somebody, kind of
doesn't mean you have emotional.
No, doesn't mean they're a good person. Doesn't mean they're a good match. People think like, oh, the sex is amazing. I have to marry this guy or this girl. No, it could just be that you guys. We could get into this in another episode, but like you guys might have similar wounds, like childhood wounds. And so what you're seeking externally is also what they're seeking externally. And then
you're filling a temporary void, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. So there's a lot of sexual chemistry there. But that could also mean if there's too much sexual chemistry, then that might mean that person's not a good match for you because you guys have similar wounding and you're not gonna get past the sex basically. But yeah, You're tasting someone's DNA every time you kiss them.
Already.
You're never gonna forget that one. Kind of going back just to
Jesus.
I wanted to give this example because I think we talked about this when we were in the jacuzzi. We haven't talked about fuckboys yet. We kind of need to get into that.
I know.
Sexting and all of that.
Let's go.
But so we were in the jacuzzi at GVO Bash at Palm Springs. We were talking about Madonna Complex, and I do remember bringing this aspect of it up. So, for example, if a guy is having sex with a woman, he might see her as a Madonna, and she might like kinky shit and be like, "Oh, like come on my chest," right? And if he doesn't see her in that way, he will have a very hard time being okay with coming on her chest because he might think it's degrading in some way. So the Madonna horror complex kind of plays out in that way in terms of sex as well, where a guy can't do certain things to a woman like choke her or, like I said, come on her chest or her face, you know, things that girls,
Or
a lot of
even
girls
for some
enjoy.
guys, like a girl giving him a blowjob.
Yes. I actually heard a story the other day. I think it was on a podcast where this girl said that her boyfriend will not allow her to give him a blowjob. And I'm like, what?
I like how you just like look
What?
at Ricky.
I feel like all guys, what guy would turn down a blowjob? But apparently he just like can't do it for some reason. I think this is
At all times?
forever.
Forever? Fuck.
Forever.
Forever.
I don't know about forever.
Forever.
Yeah, like he just can't. No, she's like, he will not allow me to do it. Maybe there's other triggers there. I don't know. I find that a bit unusual for a man.
But I think, yeah.
'Cause I think guys will say yes to everything, but
Because there's a lot of guys that, like, if a girl goes down, they wouldn't kiss a girl.
I think that just comes down to preference. Like,
So,
yeah, I mean, I think everything's
Would
a
you?
preference. Oh, it's getting juicy. Pew, pew, pew.
catch you next episode. Or
cut.
doom cut.
$1 million question. Do you want to taste
I wanted
yourself?
to be the first one to like put somebody on the spot.
Well, I shower, so it's all good.
Nobody has to answer anything.
Well, I shower.
I think it comes down
Wait,
to
you
preference.
shower first? Wait, what?
No, I know how clean
In general,
I am.
in general, he
in general.
showers.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. So it's
Like,
like,
you know that you're
no,
clean,
yeah.
so I wouldn't mind doing it.
Damn, Ricky, you put Gary on the spot
Oh, I
there.
don't give a fuck.
But like not giving a blowjob at all.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like guys like
That's
look at blowjobs
foreplay.
like, oh
No, that's not.
nah.
no.
Nope.
Oh wow, I'm learning so much.
It's like the other way around, where some girls don't like guys going down on them. Like there's girls that don't like it whatsoever.
But is it an insecurity thing or because
It
they
could
don't
be.
like the way
It
it
could-
feels?
it could
Because
be.
those are two different things.
Who knows? But some girls just don't like it.
Or maybe
Okay.
you just haven't been pleased.
Maybe you don't move
To
your
know
tongue
you
the
like
right
it.
way.
I think a lot of times when that happens is because like they've experienced it before and it was just bad, so they don't really care
Like,
for
you
it.
don't have
But
to do that.
It's not until like they experience
No,
like
no.
if they experience something good or they experience like somebody that's doing it like that's pleasuring them.
But
that they're
that's-
like, oh, okay, I like this now.
That's why I say you got to have those multiple experiences because one, you may think like, oh, all sex is like this. I've had sex with two guys. All sex must be like this. No, you've got to widen your sexual skills, refine your sexual skills, and whoever you're with should be doing the same. Like my man should have refined his sexual skills by the time he gets to me. If not, we can work on that together. I'm not asking for a freaking,
You're like, I'll teach you.
Christian Grey, but
How much teaching
Can I ask
are you willing to
something?
do?
Wait, can I ask you guys something? How do you learn how to have sex? Or like, where do you learn how to have sex?
you have it. Well, men learn how to have sex through porn, which is an issue.
Okay.
I'm sure women do too. I don't want
Pretty
to.
much. I probably agree.
Yeah. But I think also through experience as well. But I think that we idolize sex in porn so much that when we have sex with somebody else and it's not like how it is in porn, we're like, we have this idea in our head that, oh, that was bad or that person's weird.
Well, that's why like porn is such a bad thing, like in marriages and stuff, because
I think in general.
yeah, Because like
You're
obviously like in
comparing.
porn, like that's their job. Their job is to like be the most extreme, like have the most extreme
The
sex.
most perfect,
Yeah.
the most. You gotta moan every 5 seconds.
Yeah, and you gotta go
have
for 45 minutes.
You have to have a
and, like-
bleached asshole, or else you're just not. But guys have refractory periods, so I don't see.
Yeah, we need to recharge.
Yeah, I don't know that. How could a guy keep a boner
but I
for
don't think
like
they-
multiple hours?
But I don't.
That's Viagra, girl.
Okay, because I was
'Cause
like, that would
they're on
terrify me. If a
drugs,
guy
they're
was
on
like that, I'd be like,
Viagra.
get the fuck out of my house. That is way too long.
Yeah, they're probably on like drugs, Viagra.
I think they just
Oh,
do it.
got
I
you.
think they just do enough to like keep it
Yeah.
semi.
Gotcha. They don't completely lose it in between.
I don't think
cuts
they
or whatever.
ejaculate every single time.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
they're, like I don't think that's.
I doubt
physically
that.
possible. That's like I don't know.
We were
it's not
talking about.
physically possible,
We were kind of touched on this in the jacuzzi actually.
How long is too long?
Yeah. And I feel like somebody who shall not be named and is not sitting at this table, but if he's listening, he knows who he is, said, oh yeah, I could, what did he say? An hour and a half. I'm like, first of all,
And he said
No,
it
you
because he
cannot.
was high.
okay, that makes even less sense. It's like, first of all, no, you cannot. Second of all, what kind of girl
Wants to
even
go-
wants you
Penetrating
to go,
for an hour and a half.
Just something painful.
ouch. Like, no. Like, just give me 20 minutes, honey, and we can just,
Yeah.
you know, I
got
I
shit
got
to
things
do.
to do. Exactly. Like,
An
I don't
hour
want to
and a
go for
half?
an hour and a half. No,
That's a
thank you.
movie.
I'm not even
Seriously.
I'm not even in a fucking
like,
marathon.
You're seriously fucking for the entire, like, I don't know, Little Mermaid. Like, that is too much.
I think the Little Mermaid is actually shorter than that.
Oh, probably.
A fucking
you could literally
Harry Potter movie.
Yeah. Like, that
Prisoner
is
of Azkaban. Prisoner of Ass.
Azkaban.
Nah, 90 minutes is way too long.
That's way too much. Like,
I think-
and please don't, if you're a guy and you think that that's cool and you want to brag, don't do that, because you're just going to scare a girl. Like, you're literally going to scare her, and she's not going to want to have sex with you for 5 minutes, let alone
How many
an
times
hour
does
and a
that
half.
girl orgasm in that hour and a half? 0.
0, because it's probably more like he was wanking himself for an hour and a half, not he was penetrating for an hour and a half.
I think like 20, 30 minutes, I'm gonna be straight. But at the same time, like it's like if you're having oral sex, that's gonna take like I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes each.
Like foreplay?
Has anybody ever timed their sex?
Oh, not that I
Not
think
like
about it.
actually put on a timer, but been like,
I'm not trying
oh,
to
we
fucking
started
audition
at
for porn.
Only like if
no,
like,
like inadvertently, like, oh, we started at
Submit your
10:02
application.
because so and so texted me, and then we started having sex, and now it's like 10:45.
only like if the TV is on and you're like it's like the fourth episode
movie.
of like Fresh Prince. They're like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah, we went through 4 episodes.
I'm in it.
I would
Just
be
keep hearing the theme
interesting.
song over and over. And now this is the story. It's like the third time that you heard it, it's like, all right, it's time to stop.
I would honestly be interested, because you know what I think is that we think it actually is so much longer than actually. Like, you're like, damn, that felt like 20 minutes, and it was probably like 5.
No, I feel like it's the other way around.
Really?
I feel like you feel like it's shorter and you're like, fuck, it's been 40 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like that.
I'm so interested in this.
I'm gonna time myself.
If anybody, if any listener has
Just in
ever
case
said-
you're recording yourself and it leaks, they're like porn star.
yeah, at least I went for
Be like,
it.
no, I'm not a minute man. I'm a 25 minute man.
You see my leak video? 40.
Hit that 42 mark.
But yeah, that's just no, an hour and a half. No thanks. Not here for it.
No, me either.
Don't have time for it.
I don't get why guys like to be like, oh, I last a while. Like,
Yeah.
that just means we have to put in more work.
Exactly. Because you already know we're the ones doing the work most of the time anyways.
No.
Yes.
Not most of the time.
Nah.
Yeah, there's been, guys sometimes are freaking
Guys think
starfish.
you could just be like,
Starfish.
yeah.
you know, like,
I feel like some of the girls are more starfish than I think.
Yeah.
I feel like guys come in thinking, oh, my dick is going inside you, so you need to ride it.
No.
No, guys need to put in work too. In fact, I think a guy should take control in the bedroom. I think a guy should manhandle, toss, turn, switch, position. I feel like a guy should
Do you prefer that? Like, do you prefer
Sounds like
it? Like,
fucking bop it right now.
do you prefer going
Bop
to
it,
like?
pull
Pop it, pull it,
Do you guys
lick
prefer?
it.
Do you guys prefer going to like different positions or just like do like what
Foreplay is the most important.
Oh my God,
aspect.
yes, it is.
And
That's
that's
not
something
foreplay,
that,
though.
but that's something that gets bypassed a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Guys think, oh, she's already wet.
Yeah,
Like,
just
let me
because you're hard doesn't mean that we're ready.
Yeah, no.
No.
But I'm saying like, do you prefer like going when you're actually having sex? Do you prefer going through like different positions or just doing like what you guys both know you guys like and just sticking to
No,
that?
I like trying new things. I like different positions. I like the man to take control. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, oh, you have to do everything. But I think the man should dominate. And I think that for me, I like to do different things. I don't like to just be in the same position for 20 minutes.
Patrick Star.
Yeah. Please don't be a freaking starfish. Like, don't just lay there missionary for
I'm a
25
motherfucking
damn
star
minutes.
Or whatever Weekend said.
I wonder if that's where that came from.
Starboy.
What does that mean?
Nah,
He just
I
lays
can't
there?
imagine him
I
doing
just
that.
want to see you shine.
I mean, he probably could because I'm sure he gets a lot of chicks, but
For sure.
I'm not about that life. Yeah, that's me. That's my preference. What about everyone else? You have to speak on it. Don't try to be all like, I don't know. No, we're speaking about it.
No, it all depends on what type of sex you're having. Because if you're having quickie, that's a whole different story.
No, of course not. If you're having
going
like,
if you're going through a whole, it's like
Some
whatever.
quickies for everyone.
Semi quickie. Everything's a quickie.
Everything's a quickie for some.
But the best 2 minutes of your life, all right?
Get these 6 pumps in and I'm good.
6 pumps. 7, my record.
Nah, I don't know. I think it depends on like how horny you are.
That
Because
and
to me,
also if
yeah, it varies.
how you're seeing the
But
girl
on
get
average,
pleasure.
let's just say on average.
Damn, I'm not even counting my.
I feel like for me it's like 3 positions that are must.
I was gonna say,
And then like from there, like, all right, we'll throw in like another one.
throw it.
Oh yeah, I'm not
Bonus
saying
round.
Like, yeah,
Let me close my eyes. We're trying this today.
Roll the
But then once in a
dice.
while, like,
dice.
yeah, once in a while you might want to feel like adventurous and you just like want to try
yeah.
something. you
I'm
know?
not saying go down the whole damn
Yeah.
Kama Sutra book in one go.
Yeah, but I feel like for sure, like there's like maybe 2 to 3 like positions that are like for
sure.
sure like
What are those
Go-tos.
positions?
Your go-tos.
missionary for sure for me.
Doggy, huh?
Yeah,
That's like everyone's.
That's
for me,
That's
it's
like a
That's
for
probably
sure.
the 3 main ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Missionary, doggy, and what's the third one? Reverse cowgirl.
like a girl on top. No, actually, I just prefer regular. Like,
oh, okay.
but I mean, sometimes that's cool too.
Yeah, I'm not saying like you got to try something new every single time. But what I am saying is like we shouldn't be doing missionary the entire time.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not about that life. Priscilla?
but it also depends on how flexible and stuff like that the other girl is.
I'm gonna head out.
Head out.
I feel like for me,
Wait,
like,
what do you mean how flexible? If a girl can't open her legs for
No,
missionary,
I'm not. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
then
Like,
honey, you got bigger problems.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like to try new things other than those 3 staples.
I feel like for missionary, you have doggy, you have girl on top, right? I feel like okay, those are your 3 go-tos. Other ones could be like reverse cowgirl. You don't have to be flexible for that. In fact, that's probably the
No.
least flexible position you.
I feel like the guy has to be big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other positions are there? Like scissor, like side. You don't have to be flexible for that.
Or like when the girl's
not like scissor,
rock, paper,
not like
scissors?
scissors, but like
or
you're
like
kind of
when
going in at an angle.
or like when the girl's like laying on her side. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
that's what-
doggy, but it's like
That's what I
outside.
mean. You can do on the side from facing and not
Yeah.
facing.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like there really aren't many that you have to be flexible
carry
for,
the girl.
Gary.
Yeah.
Or do you want to elaborate on your flexibility?
No, but I think you say like if you're
Where were you
I don't know.
going?
Yeah,
Like
that
if,
one.
like you have to kind of like, all right, like I'm fucking 200 pounds. You might be like 300.
Like how long am I gonna stay on my push-up position?
Like, am I really gonna take the risk?
Your
Like,
freaking arms
I
are
haven't been to the
shaking.
gym since April because of COVID.
No, 'cause
How long can I stay
I
on
don't know.
this?
Like sometimes you gotta like think about it. Like before you're gonna go, before you go and like try to pick up this girl, like,
Yeah.
am I gonna pull
What
fucking
about like
muscle?
on the
and, like,
counter? Like what?
Or how
stuff
about
like
if it was
that?
leg day the day before? Like
On the counter.
on the
Yeah,
counter's
like on the
cool.
counter,
Yeah, on
in the
counter's
shower.
Cool, in the shower. There's a few things that are not too
over the
complicated.
bent over the couch.
We could do it in a candy shop.
I mean, so many.
how about if it was leg day the day
opciones.
before? Yeah, see.
You can't stand up straight.
Oh, maybe.
After leg day?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just
I'm not trying to make you do some weird shit like squat and put it in me at the same time.
Fuck
Like,
it.
For me, like missionary is like the finisher. I feel like.
yeah, I think for most people. Actually, did you know that some girls cannot orgasm? Number one.
At all?
At all. They've never orgasmed.
Like never or can't?
They've never let me specify. They've never orgasmed with a guy or with like with a penis,
Like an actual
basically.
piece-
They can
Or
orgasm
penetration.
on their own penetration. There you go. They can orgasm on their own, but not with penetration.
How?
Some girls are just
Toys.
scared of orgasm.
Yeah, toys, vibrators.
But some girls are just afraid of orgasm.
Well, I think you have, in order to orgasm, you kind of have to let your inhibitions go. You can't be in your head. I think for girls, we get in our head, how does my body look? You know, all these things that run through our mind. And so I feel like sometimes that prevents girls from being able to orgasm.
Or even when they're close, they still try to prevent themselves.
What do you mean? What do you mean prevent
Yeah,
themselves?
like they hold back.
Like they hold back from trying to like just let it happen.
Why? Because they're waiting for the guy?
No, I don't know. I don't know what the situation
I
is.
don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
they
what I'm just
like-
saying.
Maybe
Oh,
they
okay.
don't know how to. Do you have to know how to orgasm?
Or it just happens. I don't
It just
know.
happens.
Do you have to know how to? Do you have to know how to orgasm?
Kind of. You have to stroke enough times.
You have to. But if the feeling is there, hold on. If the
Yeah, that's what
feeling
you
is
know, because if you're not,
No,
if
you
you're not
can't
the one
control-
stroking,
please.
like, you still
it's called
orgasm.
premature ejaculation. Okay,
the
you don't know. You don't need to
stimulation-
know how to do that to do
Already
it.
halfway there before I even
Pull it out. It's already free coming.
It's a sensation.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
Oh, we brought lube to the party.
It's a sensation. You can't control it. You literally can't
If
control
the
it. It's the same
stimulation
for
is
a
right,
girl.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's the same for.
But
a girl.
can you hold back? Like,
I think
can
to
you
a
hold it?
certain to a certain degree.
I'm gonna say yes because it's
because guys
happening.
cannot hold back. Like certain, like if it's
You
gonna
mean
happen.
it's
No,
called
this is-
edging? It's
no,
called edging. Can
yeah.
you edge? Is that what you mean? Can you edge? Can you get to the edge and then not actually orgasm?
Well, the disadvantage that guys have is that like we have like it's physical, like you can feel it, you can see it. Girls too, but it's not as visible. It's not as like exaggerated. Like
How
our
do you
shit
know
is,
what a
like-
girl's orgasm feels like?
No, I'm saying like for us,
Oh,
like like sperm actually comes out, right? Like cum. Actually
Yeah,
comes
some girls
out.
are squirters too.
Yeah, but
Not all. It's not the norm, but I would actually like to know what an orgasm feels like for a guy. Like if I could have a wish, it would be to have a penis for a day because I
know.
want to know what it feels like.
I feel like that's my one thing. If I got to switch bodies with a guy,
Yeah.
the first thing I'd want to do is like have sex.
Yeah, me
know
too.
what,
Me
know what
too.
it feels like.
I mean, I think guys are like. I mean, I think.
But yeah,
we
some
know
girls.
guys.
So some girls can't orgasm
Mm-hmm.
with penetration, but also some girls can only orgasm from clitoral stimulation, and some girls can only orgasm from vaginal stimulation. So
and girls
meaning
can have different types of orgasms.
girls can have multiple orgasms.
What do you mean different types?
Yeah, there's different types.
There's different intensities.
The fuck are the types?
They're not named. They're just
They're just like-
sensations.
I mean, you have the big O.
Yeah.
It's a 10.0.
Yeah. It's a 10 on the Richter scale.
I saw.
Shit is shaking.
Wait, can I ask you guys something?
yeah.
How often do girls fake orgasm?
A lot.
a lot.
I hate to break it to you, but a lot.
Like, what's a lot?
I would say at least 50%.
Damn.
Yeah. Sorry.
How do they fake it? Like moaning and shit?
Well, if you can't tell that they're faking it, they're probably doing a pretty damn good job. Because I would guarantee you that her girl has
I feel
faked
like it's
it.
easy.
Have
to
you
fake
ever
it.
had to ask? Did
Ask
you
if
come?
No, I will never ask.
Just keep going. Penetrate it. If they say it's too sensitive, it push you off so hard.
No, yeah, I know that.
That's for sure.
But I'm saying
that's
like,
a for sure that it happened.
Can you guys not feel it on your dick? Like, can you not feel the
Like the moisture
pulsing, the
and the
pulse,
pulsing?
the pulsing,
Yeah, and the warm.
Contractions.
the
like-
contractions? Yeah. Can
feel
you
it.
guys feel it or no?
Yeah.
I feel like that's how you'd probably. I mean, I get you're like you're both probably moving at the same time, so it'd probably be hard to feel. But yeah, I would say at least 50%.
It also depends if you're raw or you're wearing a rubber.
Oh, okay. Different sensation.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, girls fake it a lot because I think one, they just don't want to get asked. Two, it's like they also don't want to feel weird being like, no, I didn't orgasm. And they don't want the guy to feel like he's incompetent because it has nothing to do with the guy. It really doesn't. it's just her. Like I said, some girls just can't orgasm vaginally or at all.
Let me ask you guys a question. Say you guys, you know, you're having intercourse, whatever. You finish first. You know she didn't finish. Would you still continue to please her until she finishes, or do you just leave it because you're done?
Like you already finished.
Like you already orgasmed. You came. That's it.
Because something, I don't know. That's kind of hard.
Do you continue to please her? You know she didn't.
But how
I feel like the dick gets soft.
Yeah, sometimes like a guy will like finish and then like their dick just gets soft. So how are you gonna continue to please her?
You got fingers and a mouth.
Like that?
No, they don't give a fuck.
If I didn't make
It all depends. It all
If I
depends.
didn't make you finish with my fucking penis, like.
Why can't you finish us with your
But
tongue
see,
or your
it's like what she
fingers?
said. There's girls who can't finish based off vaginal stimulation. They need clitoral
That's why you guys need to be
stimulation.
honest.
tongue or
Yeah.
fingers.
So instead of faking it,
How about you just ask us if you met our needs?
no, because you just said that you guys lied.
Yeah. How about if you're like, and then we're like, okay,
Okay,
I
but
assume that you fucking did it.
Yeah.
Okay, but if we, but like what Priscilla's saying, if you know we didn't, and maybe we expressed that we didn't come yet.
If you
What's
tell
your
me,
next step?
oh, like I didn't finish yet, or I didn't come.
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
All right, maybe like at that point, I'm like, all right, like let me try to do something else. But like you said, most of the time you lie about it.
Yeah,
So
if we
it's
lie
like,
about it, then we can't expect you to
yeah.
be
So
like.
I'm just like at that point, I'm fucking walking around like I just.
But do you lie about it?
Home run derby champion.
Do you lie about it with your serious partner, or do you lie about it with whatever person?
I think you lie about it more with like a serious partner than you were, like if you were just with a hookup. Because I feel like with your
Have you
serious
ever
partner,
faked one?
I faked.
I
a
faked
few.
some.
Yeah.
How do guys make it?
God damn
Rubber.
you guys.
Because we usually like 90% of the time we're not leaving it in, so it's easy for us just to pull
just
out
get
and
up
just
real
pretend
quick.
like we put it in our hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing it with the rubber.
Yeah, with the
'Cause
rubber
you're
it's
just-
easy.
It's easy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or like we'll just grab a shirt.
I mean, I think it's a little bit more
Run to the
acceptable because we're just like, oh, he had whiskey dick.
Then you put on that
or-
shirt. Didn't you use that? No.
Oh yeah, I dried. I use a
No, sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So-
I mean,
Whiskey
we're
dick?
humans. We're not perfect. Yeah, whiskey dick is a real thing. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
And I feel like I don't know. I feel too
Yes, I know that.
stressed.
Oh,
for-
do you know?
Let's go. Let's go for the whiskey dicks.
She readjusted.
Oh.
Crazy.
Your cup. Mine's
So let's talk about fuckboys and sexting and all of that, because I feel like this doesn't really get talked about. And I feel like, well, number one, we're in the jacuzzi. Like I said, guys can sexualize anything. You literally post a picture of like fucking ice cream and they make some weird like comment about it. If
Like,
it's after dark
like
and
that
they're lonely,
cream?
yeah, they're just gonna be weird. So weird. They make things weird, don't they?
What's the
Why do you
weirdest
guys
shit
do
have
that?
you guys gotten in your DMs?
I was having a conversation with this guy, like a very vanilla, like I would say I would go, what's before PG? Like G?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Like very G conversation. And all of a sudden, I wrote to him, responded, next sentence was like real raunchy shit, like rated R. And I'm like, what? Where did that even come from? Like, why do you gotta make things weird?
you
Now I
get
don't even want
hacked?
to reply to you. Yeah, like, does someone steal your phone because you're being freaking weird now? Like sexual things. And that's what I think I'm speaking from experience when I say guys make things awkward sometimes. That's my story.
I don't know. I think it's some guys just don't have like any swag.
That's true. Some guys are just naturally awkward, aren't they?
They're just naturally awkward
Yeah.
and like they don't know how to like smooth into it.
But I also think guys think girls like when they do that. Guys freaking holler at girls on the street and like, really?
Does that ever work?
No.
No, I've
right?
never known anybody to be like, ooh, stop. Like, let me marry you right now. Cause
Yeah.
you went,
Remember us traveling?
oh my God.
Like we've never
was so
dated
bad.
and stuff like that, but we would walk down the street and people will still just like blow whistling at her, like be
Say
like,
things.
yeah, say things, comments is
catcalling.
like,
And Gary's literally like closer than this. We're walking together. It's clear that he's with me. Central America was so bad for it. I felt very uncomfortable at times there.
It's just
But I just
I feel
don't
like
get
happens here,
it.
too. You could be walking with
Oh,
your girl
yeah,
holding
100%.
hands and like a guy's looking at you or like
no,
winking at you.
literally today when I went to Starbucks, the line was so long. So I'm like, I'm going to get off. So I park and I have to cross between the cars to get in. And I could tell that the guy was like looking at me cross. Why does he end up inside?
Oh my
And
god.
I'm like, yeah, he ended up parking. He ends up inside and I turn. I'm already waiting for my drinks and he's like about to order. And I turn and I notice him and I was like, what the fuck? Why does he pull his mask down to be like, I fucking swear.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I just looked away. No,
no,
you're
absolutely.
ugly. I'm sorry.
You should have left the mask on. You might have had a better chance.
You're ugly.
now it's
yeah.
even. Now you're no.
Like, dude, that just came across as creepy. You got
That
off
is
your
creepy.
car to go inside and then
pull your
just,
mask down?
yeah, you pulled your mask down inside Starbucks. Like, oh, that did the trick for me. Like, no.
That got you.
no,
That
I
got
just
you.
don't get.
Maybe
what
we
goes
bought
through
my
minds.
coffee,
Slow
but
motion.
I'll say yes to a free coffee.
maybe we bought my coffee. But no, that's just weird. Like,
Yeah.
guys are just,
I feel bad for
Nah.
girls sometimes. They gotta deal with a lot of
Sometimes.
shit.
Yeah, I had this. I actually went to grab lunch on my lunch break one time, and this guy. It was I went to Subway, and the guy was already at Subway. Like he didn't follow me. Like your story, sorry. But I got into my car, and then he was actually parked next to me too, and so he was just like my window was up, and he was like saying something to me. And I was like, oh, fuck, do I roll down my window? Because what if he's a weirdo? It was broad daylight, but you just, like, I think
never
girls,
know.
our instinct is, like, it's creepy as fuck. Anyways, he was just like, oh, can I take you out or some shit like that? And I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend because that's what we usually say when we don't want to go out with you. But I feel like when you're out, like, I don't know, have a different approach. Have you guys ever approached somebody, like, just
We've
out
had
in
this
the wild?
conversation
Yeah,
before.
we had this conversation.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
do approaching.
Okay, because it's creepy. I think it's a little bit creepy. However, if I saw a guy and I was out in the wild and I was like getting my coffee and I thought, oh my God, that guy's really hot, I don't know that I would have the guts to go up to him. But I think there's signals you can give. And I
You
think
prefer
guys
a
need to
guy-
be better about picking up on signals.
Yeah.
If we're not looking at you, we're not eyeing you, we're not,
you're non-existent. So
don't come up to me. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Do you prefer for a guy to go to you and pursue you? Like,
Yeah, I do.
I
have to say
do,
that
but
I
it
do.
depends on how he does it.
Yeah. Don't be a creep. Don't be super aggressive. And if I say no, just be like, okay, cool, respect. Usually what happens is you say no and they're like, well, you're a fucking bitch anyways. And it's
That's
like,
their defense.
really,
like,
dude?
so
I see that at clubs when
Yeah.
like I used to film.
Clubs, bars, yeah.
It's the funniest thing. Because
She's like, why? Because you got rejected? I get that it's hard for
so
guys.
hot, whatever, and they say no.
You're
Or
like, no, I'm good.
fuck you, you're ugly.
Yeah.
like what? 2 seconds ago you were saying she's hot.
Yeah.
what do you mean?
It's like, you just told me right then and there, thank God I rejected you because your ego is so fragile that you can't accept rejection. Just be cool about it. If you were graceful about it, I probably would have been like, maybe I'll give you, maybe second thought. But
Do you like when a guy is persistent? Like when you kind of already told them like, no, I'm not interested, but they're still like trying.
it depends. I think there's definitely a fine line of too much persistence where you're like, okay, now you're just bugging me.
Does it ever work?
I would say persistence works, but you already have to like the guy or be very interested in the guy.
yeah, there has to be interest.
Yeah.
But if there was interest, like why would
Yeah.
there
Why
be
would
a
you say no?
rejection?
No, like,
Give us an example then of what you mean by persistent.
yeah,
Like if let's just say a guy went up to you, you said no, and they tried.
No,
Okay.
that's a hard no for me, and I don't like it.
What if like a guy DMs you and then you just curve them, leave them on scene or whatever, and they message you again and you have dry ass conversations, like pretty much making it obvious that I'm not interested in you, but they just like keep going.
Down the line.
I actually have this problem as we speak.
Yeah, I know. You read your 1,300 DMs that you're getting.
going back to interest, I wasn't necessarily like saying like, oh, yeah, I'm already attracted to you. No, but you have to find the person somewhat interesting as a like to even like them as a friend.
You know what I think
That's
a
what I
guy's
mean.
problem is
Yeah.
most of the time? Like, especially when it's like a good looking, like attractive person, is like you get kind of intimidated because you already know, like, all right, this girl's on Instagram, social media, whatever. Like, she's obviously like really attractive, really good looking. she's getting messages from all these guys from all over the world or all over the,
Mr. World
People all over the world.
all over the place.
My wild over here.
Yeah. So like, don't you
It's
think,
international.
like, let's say for you that you have that, obviously like guys, you get a lot of DMs, right? So for a guy to like be interested in you and like have the guts to like actually pursue you, he already knows that he's already going against like all these options that are open to you. Mm-hmm. So like, what's gonna make him different from everybody else? So I think that's what keeps a lot of guys from even like shooting their shot, because it's like, all right, I have no chance. Like this girl can literally like just take her pick. So
I think that's an insecurity issue though on the guy, and I probably wouldn't want to be with somebody like that, to be honest with you, because for me, I get where you're coming from, because I'll look at guys too and be like, he probably wouldn't date me. But I think that you got to at least try and then read the room.
Are you
If
shooting
she's not
shots?
replying to you, if she's saying, or she's being real, like friend zoning you, then you got to just be like, okay, I did what I could and I'm just going to leave her alone.
But I think a lot of guys are just like, I'm not going to try because I don't want to feel like that rejection. I don't want to feel like down on myself, like after being turned down, that they just like, I'd rather just not even try. Like I'm just it'll be like a mystery.
Yeah. But I think you should always shoot your shot, because at the end of the day, if somebody rejects you, it's not about you per se. I think we go back to that always. Like it's never about you. It's their preferences, whatever might be going on for them. It's not that you're a bad person or you're not in their league. It's just that they're not attracted to you or whatever it might be. So I'm a firm believer in like, you should definitely shoot your shot. And to answer your question, I definitely have shot my shot. And I've been rejected too. Yeah. It's not a good feeling, but you have to compartmentalize it and say, it's not about me. It's not because I'm unworthy. It's just because they want something different, or who knows, like, especially on apps, I feel like I'll swipe on guys and will never get matched back. And that could be for many reasons. Like they're just not on the apps or they're not in my area anymore. Yeah.
But are you shooting your shot outside of a dating app?
But you could shoot your shot in the dating app. Like you can
Well, I
actually
understand
send
that,
them
but
messages.
that's like,
dating apps.
but yeah, because that's the whole main purpose, is to try to match with someone. But I'm talking about, are you shooting your shot in DMs on
Exciting
Instagram?
in DMs.
Yeah.
I have on Instagram.
How do you come off where you're like, don't seem like you're desperate for something?
That's
like a
easy.
girl.
I think
Because guys you're pretty much shooting your shot. But for girls, how does the guy not take it as you're kind of easy or trying to get something?
Like you're being a hoe,
Yeah.
or you're being like too assertive.
Yeah.
This is where the Madonna Complex plays out so much in our lives. I feel like that's where this comes into play.
Because
Why are you
being a girl being too aggressive might turn off a guy.
But why?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not reacting or sliding in because of a selfie. It's like a subtle way to get in. You react to something that they post and you're like, oh, that's cool. I actually went there the other day or whatever. And then you start from there. That's pretty much shooting your shot, at least for me.
Yeah, if you're like, let me suck your dick,
no.
I totally.
Are you ever
I totally
like,
get it then.
hey, we should go out to eat sometime. Hey, we should go.
I've
Yeah, are
never
you
done
pretty
that.
much asking a guy out?
I've never done that. I've
No.
built up to that.
Because me and Gary were talking about it in one of the episodes. It's like guys have a lot of like pressure because it's all on us. Like we have to be interesting. We have to be funny. We have to be good looking. And we don't have any like resources. We don't have any things like you guys have. Like
Yeah, and if we
makeup.
do
You guys
all
have,
that-
like you guys just do your hair different ways. Filters. We like literally just have like
Hey,
raw.
I see guys using filters too.
I sure do too.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
but I'm
Don't do
saying
it.
like for the most part, it's just like guys have just their raw look.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you're born with is what you're born with, and like
Yeah.
it's up to you to be interesting. It's up to you to have personality and like sense of humor, and be fun.
Yeah, because even regardless if it's a friendly hello or whatever, you can still come off as a creep
Yeah.
for most girls. Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm still saying.
No, because you could literally just like, if I posted something and a guy that I didn't know saw my story for some reason or saw my picture and just said like, hey, I think you're pretty, or hey, you're pretty, or whatever. I don't think that's creepy. I would just be like, thank you. And then, I'm friend zoning you. If I'm like, thank you, and like trying to continue the conversation, then maybe there's.
Yeah, I mean,
then
I
would
like
say
their
continue.
comment, and I'll just
Don't
put
be
like a happy
weird.
face or something.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
fucked
be
up.
like, hey, I think you're pretty, or hey.
And I've showed you,
Just fucking
or
block
shown
me
you
already at that point.
before. Like,
Don't
Yeah, you don't even reply. You
don't
just
be
like
fucking
heart
liking
it.
my
Heart it,
comment,
yeah.
bro. Like,
you heart it, or you at least send a happy face.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just double tap the DM.
That's friend zoning.
She was so lazy to even type out thank you. She just like, fuck it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
shit.
hardcore. Like, if you get that, don't even try.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's fucked up.
I will
because-
say, guys have an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah.
They do. Because I also think it's easier for a girl to shoot her shot because she could just be like, hey, and if the guy thinks she's good looking, he's going to continue the conversation.
Yeah,
if
it
he's
doesn't
interested.
take much for a girl.
It takes a little bit more for a girl to have the same reaction to a guy that slides in her DMs for sure.
Yeah.
So it's definitely harder for guys.
It's definitely.
I don't know what to tell you about
But
that.
do you think guys take it more as physical or then emotionally when you slide it in like that? Like when you're
clarify.
reaching out a guy and saying hello, guys most of the time think with their dick.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, she wants me.
Yeah. I'm sure that's where guys' minds go.
But wouldn't that be the only reason that a girl like initiates a conversation?
What? It's just sexual, purely sexual?
No, like if a girl is like took the time and like was willing to be the first one to like initiate a conversation, it's kind of almost all the time that they're interested in like
Just sex is what you're saying?
no, not sex, but like maybe just starting a relationship with you. Or starting to talk to you.
Yeah, I think for girls, it's just like guys, we can be both. We can be sexual and just want sex and just want to hook up. Or we could be like, oh, he's really cute. I'm looking for a relationship. Maybe we should go out on a date. I think it can be both. I think it's important to distinguish that girls can be both and girls want both. I don't know. What do guys think when a girl slides into the DMs? Would you think it's just, oh, she just wants to hook up? Or would you think like...
No, but I think like if a girl were to slide in my DMs and like initiate a conversation and like she took the first step to do that, I'm like, oh, okay, like she thinks that I'm cute or she thinks that she's interested in me in some manner, because most of the time like they're not going to be doing that. Like if they're just wanting to be friends or whatever, you know.
Oh, God. Okay. So you're saying, is it more than friends if she's sliding in the DMs? Yeah. Oh yeah, I absolutely think so. I wouldn't slide in a guy's DMs if I
just wanted to be
friends, because I already know guys automatically think, just like you said, she wants to be more than friends. And I'm really horrible. I'm very naive when it comes to that, because I'm like oblivious. I'm like, I'm seriously oblivious in the sense.
Like, she just sent me a dick pic, but I don't know what that means.
Yeah, like why would he do that? That's weird. It's so funny.
Eggplant.
Okay. Oh, you're cooking.
Yeah.
Want to be friends, or does he not?
Yeah, we're like, my friends will be like, or even when we're out, a guy will talk to me and my friends will be like, he's totally hitting on you. I'm like, no, he's not. He literally just asked me like what I was drinking. Like, Nicole, he's trying to start a conversation with you. So I feel like sometimes girls are a little bit naive too. So I think there is a sense of like you were saying before, kind of being persistent.
I feel like I'm super naive. Like I have no idea. Like
when girls,
yeah.
if a girl's sliding into your DMs,
But not only with DMs, like even like if a girl were to, like in person, like I feel like my mind is so like programmed to just be like respectful towards the girl and not to automatically start thinking like sexually or like.
Girls show with body language, and guys, and this is a proven fact, guys are not good with nonverbal cues, and women give nothing but nonverbal cues. So when I say nonverbal cue, I'm talking about body language, the way she's looking at you, how she's facing you. We won't straight out be like, I like you, let's go on a date. We'll give you like the eyes, we'll flirt, we'll like touch, you know. Guys do not pick up on that shit.
I feel like I'm like that too.
It's like
I'll just not think anything of it.
No.
Just fucking say it.
You need us
fucking tell me, bro.
You need us to be like, I like you.
Yeah.
let's go
on a
out.
date.
Exactly. That's the way it should be.
All right.
No?
Well, lesson learned, but I don't know. I guess that's what I have to start doing.
Yeah. Just be straightforward. Like,
I think you're cute and we should definitely go on a date. Like that?
Yeah, fuck it.
I feel like that's
Well, I think at that point,
aggressive enough, but not too aggressive.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess what's too aggressive?
Because I think like saying it like that, you're almost setting a boundary that is not just sex.
You're cute, let's go on a date.
Yeah.
guys hold back because sometimes like they feel like the girl is just way better looking than them, or like they don't match up.
I feel like
And they just
girls, on average, I feel like girls date below their, I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah,
like,
girls like to date uglies.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like on average, you see more beautiful women with non-attractive
Is it
guys.
because you want the power to just leave?
No, I think they
I think
just
it's
want
a
to
lot of
like
things.
Yeah.
they don't want the guy to have as much attention, you know?
I wouldn't want to date one of my really good friends. Her mom told her, don't ever be with a man that is too rich or too good looking for that reason, because he could just up and leave you
Right.
when he wants, or he's going to get all this attention from girls. And let's be honest, girls are kind of a lot of girls don't know girl code and will throw themselves even if they know a man is married or in a relationship.
For sure.
I would trust my man to not do that. So it is up to him too. It's not just these girls. But I feel like if you marry a man that is really rich or is good looking, he knows that he has some sort of power. And maybe I'm biased or maybe I've just had bad experiences, but I feel like they will act on that. They'll take the attention.
Yeah, but don't you think that it's the same for guys? Like if a guy is dating like a girl that's just way too good looking for them, then they're at that disadvantage because that girl is obviously getting like opportunities every single day. So
But I think we're different in the sense that girls want monogamy and one partner. We're hardwired to be with one partner. Men
Our
are not.
emotional connection is totally different than you guys.
Yeah. So I think we're like, no, we don't see it as that. And I think that we look at a man and don't see his looks first. I mean, I think there needs to be some attraction. No, I think there needs to be some attraction. But I think if you're funny and you have a good personality, I think a woman's attraction towards you can grow exponentially based on your personality. Whereas I think guys are very primal and looks are very important to them. More important than they are to girls.
What was that show that came out on Netflix? Love is Blind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was such a good social experiment. Like, and it's true, you get to know someone for who they are, but then you do have those guys that did ask like, well, how tall are you? Or like, you know, and that's them seeking at a physical level rather than the emotional.
Yeah. I think girls do that to some degree too. Like I definitely have a height requirement to ride this ride. I definitely don't want to, first of all, I'm 5'2". So if a guy's shorter than me, that you're
Fuck.
okay.
that's absolutely not.
Even at the same height.
But people make fun of me because I'm like, I will not date a guy that's shorter than like 5'10". That's my minimum. And people are like, bitch, you're 5'2". You could date a guy that's 5'7" and you can still wear heels. And I'm like, yeah, but I know, but I just can't do.
5'7" is short.
There was a girl who had a
Is it 5'10"
tattoo
like the
on her
average
wrist.
height?
Like 5'9".
And so they're like, what's that line? Like, what's that tattoo for? And she's like, you got to be this tall to
I
ride
love
this ride.
that. I love that.
Which is so funny.
I might have a tattoo next
That's
time.
fun.
Just a line.
So I feel
do
like
you have
girls.
do you have like certain things that you like are must like for a girl?
For me, I'm more attracted to shorter girls.
Okay.
Smile.
So you have to be this short.
Ooh, you're too
If you
tall.
can get on, if you can get
Like
on
if you're-
fucking Space Mountain, I don't want to.
If you're scratching the surface of Oompa Loompa, I'm good.
The Dumbo passes.
Smile, that's for sure. For me, we were having that conversation before, like
Yeah.
ass and tits. I'm not.
Some
that
guys
guy.
are ass guys. Some guys are tits, and he says he's neither.
If I had to choose one, it would be more ass than tits. But
like, body is not as
it doesn't
important.
do anything for me other than like if you have a wax smile, I can't deal with that.
What's a wax smile? Like ugly teeth or like a crooked smile or what?
There's gum to teeth ratio. There's like a fucking little smirk. Like it's like,
What's a fucking little smirk?
it's like
Did you guys ever watch Dawson's Creek? You might be.
Yes.
Okay. You know how Katie Holmes, like it was weird. Half of her face was like paralyzed for that show.
It was
'cause
like-
every time she would smile was like
It was like this.
off to the side.
yeah. See, I
That's
can't do
weird.
those
That was
type of
weird.
smiles. There's certain girls that own what you have. Like if you don't have lips, don't fucking smile from West Coast to East Coast, or you're fucking showing gum just to like replace your lack of
know
lips.
what you're working with, huh?
Yeah.
I think I agree with that.
Know what you're working with, regardless if it's ass, tits, whatever. Like, don't wear things that are gonna pretty much showcase what you don't have.
Yeah, I agree with that. What about you, Ricky?
I don't have like requirements for height.
Short hair.
Ass or
For
tits.
me, short
Ass or
hair.
tits.
Shorter,
Or neither.
I would say like I'm on the side like with Gary. Like it's not that important to me. Like if a girl
Okay.
doesn't have huge tits or like a big ass, like
What about if she's like completely flat chested? Does that matter? Like
no,
mosquito
there.
bites. We're talking mosquito bites.
Been there.
no, it's not. It's not too important.
Okay. Flat ass, like pancake.
Like flat chest and flat ass.
Like both?
God,
Like we're having a picnic on? Like that's
She could
that's
be
all
your,
different.
she could
stuff.
actually lay down and be your table.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know about that.
No,
Okay, so you got to have a little
they gotta have a
something,
little,
something.
like a little
Yeah.
bit
Little
of
shit.
curves.
Or one or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But if
Like, I
had
don't
to
care if
choose,
you don't
I'd
have
say-
tits.
I'd say ass.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, I'd say
Okay.
ass.
Okay.
Because I feel like that, like like during sex, I feel like that's.
And you have to be
comes more
somewhat
into play.
athletic. So if you don't have ass, you can somewhat
Build
build
it.
an ass in the gym, little by little. It's gonna take you a long ass time. It's not gonna be like fucking Kim Kardashian fake ass, but
No, well, that,
But-
yeah, that
but
was
you can at least-
gym.
but
That
at
was
least you
built
can
on
get-
his plastic surgeon's
but
table.
at least you can get a small speed bump
Yeah.
going to the gym.
True, true, true.
Like
You could ride that
have
boat.
something.
yeah.
Like,
Okay.
But for me, it's not like I don't know. Like I think a girl has to have like a really pretty face. Like if they don't have a pretty face, like I don't care what your body looks like.
If they do have a pretty face, you don't care on the body.
Like for me, like if they don't have a nice body, but they have like a pretty face, I feel like that's more important than a nice body. So I feel like if a girl just doesn't have a pretty face,
Yeah.
like I'm just not going to be interested. I don't care how big your ass is, you know, or
Yeah.
I don't care how big your tits are. And
yeah.
and I think for me, I just think more like non-physical. I think like for me, it's important like how a girl dresses. I like girly girls. Like I like when a girl's like into like fashion, makeup, and like is just a girl, you know?
Yeah.
I like that. a
Very
lot.
feminine.
Very feminine. I don't know. I like hands. I look at hands a lot.
I know you called
What's-
out my
what's-
nails, and yes, they are ratch. And I tucked my thumbs and made myself South Park hands.
What's a deal breaker in terms of hands?
If they just look like they're fucking like 90 years old already, like in your 20s and shit, like nah.
Sad.
All right. Any potentials for Ricky? Make sure you put lotion on at night.
Moisturize your hands.
Moisturize those things.
Get those
Nah, I
cuticles
just like
cut.
I like to, like,
Botox on those hands.
I don't like long ass fucking nails. You know,
Like, are mine too long?
No,
Okay.
no.
Mine are real.
There's
you know, like,
some
yeah, you
ratchet
know,
ass
like-
shit.
Oh, like you
the
can't even
fake
wipe your
nails?
ass.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
always
like
wonder.
Cardi B,
like,
Cardi B nails.
Cardi B.
like
Or
I
you
always
just go
wonder.
like this, where you're like putting your
Yeah.
fingers together and they're clapping on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
that's
can't
too much.
uncap your fucking gas tank, that's a problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. That's gross. I
So
agree.
I don't like that. I like natural nails.
I agree. Yeah.
for
I don't like short hair. Like
I don't like
above
short
your,
hair. I
above
love
your
long
sh-
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, long hair.
I feel like long hair is more feminine, and that's why most guys say they
Prefer
like long
it.
hair. Yeah, because it is more feminine.
Well, thank you
this
for
has
coming.
Been, yeah, this has been fun. I feel like we could probably talk for hours and hours, but
I know. Can't believe it's been
so
2
much,
hours.
so much
It's
more.
crazy.
Invite me back for another.
Yeah.
I'll find some more theories to talk about.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back. But thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks for
guys.
Thanks everyone.
Coming.
Thanks
My
everyone
pleasure.
for listening. Stay tuned for
Our
Another
next episode.
Peace.
Peace.
Toodles.